Good morning. It's Friday, November 21st. I'm Miriam Bosilevets. A mistake at Stanton Territorial Hospital caused an unconscious patient to travel from the NWT to Alberta under the wrong name. The case is outlined in a new report from the NWT's Information and Privacy Commissioner. The incident happened in 2022. Staff didn't catch the mistake for 3 weeks. Because the patient was misidentified, healthcare workers treated them using someone else's medical records. Privacy Commissioner Andrew Fox called that a privacy breach and a risk to their health. The report noted a repeated failure to properly identify the patient. For more details about this case, visit CabinRadio.ca. A new report says Two-Spirit, transgender, and gender-diverse people do not have equitable access to health care in the Northwest Territories. The Northern Mosaic Network partnered with researchers from the University of Manitoba and found significant gaps in the Territory's guidelines, along with barriers to accessing gender-affirming health care. Another theme in the report is the threat to gender-affirming health care and rise of anti-transgender hate in Alberta, given the NWT's reliance on the province's healthcare system. The Alberta government recently invoked the notwithstanding clause to protect 3 laws that affect transgender people from legal challenges. More information about these issues and the study can be found at CabinRadio.ca. Today is the last day of the COP30 climate summit in Brazil, and the UN Secretary General appealed to the attending nations to compromise. But a new published draft removed any mentions of phasing out fossil fuels, despite numerous countries supporting such an action. An initial roadmap included transitioning away from fossil fuels, and countries such as South Korea announced their decision to close all coal-fired power plants during the talks. Reports indicate petrostates such as Saudi Arabia pressured summit leadership to omit that resolution. Talks were suspended for more than 6 hours after a fire broke out today in part of the conference center. 2 separate mining awards will take place in Yellowknife next week after behind-the-scenes friction between organizers. The MAX Awards have been part of Geoscience Week for the past 8 years. But this year, there will be 2 events, the MAX Awards and a new Hearts of Gold Gala. The MAX Awards organizers accuse the Chamber of Mines of going back on an agreement and setting up its own event. The Chamber said it was trying to keep things relevant and fresh. Canadian residents can claim $50 as part of a class action lawsuit over bread prices. Loblaws and its parent company, George Weston, were accused of a decades-long scheme that added at least $1.50 to each loaf of bread sold. Anyone who purchased bread and other related goods between 2001 to 2021 is eligible. You have until December 12th to claim your share at CanadianBreadSettlement.ca. And Pilk Silk released a haunting rendition of Jingle Bells with a unique Arctic spin. The Inuit throat-singing sister duo honored the dark history of the popular Christmas carol, which dates back to a Boston minstrel show from 1857. Pilk Silk are nominated for Indigenous Songwriters of the Year and Vocal Group of the Year at the 2026 Canadian Folk Music Awards. Your weather forecast for today: Yellowknife -3 with a high chance of flurries. Inuvik -11 with a chance of flurries. Norman Wells -6 with a mix of sun and cloud. Hay River -1 with a high chance of flurries. Fort Smith -2 with periods of light snow. And Fort Simpson high of 1 and mainly sunny.